Okay, they're walking away, and this is about as much as they want. Well, they don't even want to be on film this much, but this is about the most you're going to see of my wife and daughter. Okay, now it's time for my last story. Hi. Okay, so this is a little more kind of churchy or serious, and I'll try not to make it too churchy, but lately I've been, with all that's going on in Israel and Iran, and then I've watched so many people that talk about Israel, and my good friend Walter Palmer loves Israel, has been there many, many times, and ever since the last conference of my church's semi-annual conference, I kind of felt impressed to start reading the Old Testament again. I haven't read it in years, okay? And I'm finding it very, very interesting, and I'm trying to see it through kind of new eyes, non-religious people's eyes, and kind of understanding why they, Christian, oh yeah, the Bible's so violent, or this, that thing. But so, anyways, the law of Moses. I'm right in the middle of that right now in Leviticus. And thank heavens we're not required to live it anymore, or we believe that as Christians. And instead of offering animal sacrifices like they used to, the sacrifice we're asked to give is a broken heart and a contrite spirit. And Christ said, I'm not being scriptorian, but I'll try to you get the gist of this, but he said, I have not come to destroy the law and the prophets, the law meaning the law of Moses and the prophets. I assume that's the Torah, the 5 books, from Genesis on, 5 books or something like that. I have come to fulfill the law, and that's why we don't live the law of Moses anymore. And thank heavens we don't, because oh my heavens, it's excruciatingly detailed, and I'm not sure if it's possible to even live 100% accurately, but a couple of things I noticed in there that I wanted to talk about is a technique. So God, I don't know if he appeared, but he spoke to Moses, I think directly in his own voice. Whether he appeared and spoke to him, I'm not 100% sure at that time. But he was given the details of the tabernacle that he wanted built, right? And the details of the sacrifices he wanted done. And the details of the clothing of the priests and the sons of Aaron and Aaron. All those details he was giving to Moses. And then I think Moses gives a kind of a Reader's Digest version to the congregation one day. I thought, oh my heavens, how do you get a whole people of millions of people to get behind this revelation and / commandments, and come to find out, I noticed this, that God inspired men individually, the artisans who could make the tabernacle to God's specification, and the furnishings and the furniture and the brass plating, the gold plating, how many loops it's got to have, how many, where the loops are to be attached, and how is the Ark of the Covenant to be carried on these big poles that have been and a fine workmanship. So these artisans, Moses didn't go to them individually. They were inspired, and they came forward they came forward to offer these things. And the people came forward so much that they had to put a stop to it. They were full to overflowing with materials for the tabernacle, because speaking of the tabernacle, I'm walking by the Bountiful Temple on Bountiful Boulevard in Bountiful, and I thought, oh wow, that is interesting. And I'm trying to think of an analog in modern history where that was kind of the case. And you know what I thought of? And this is going to get a little political and probably offend half of you. That's half of my 10 viewers, so it's going to leave 5 viewers maybe. It's kind of the impression I got what's happening with President Trump appointees. He's appointed all these wonderful people who are come forward. He's called them and appointed them, but he's not giving them too many details. He's trusting their judgment and letting them run with it. You know, you got Musk, you've got RFK Jr., you've got the Vice President, you've got a whole slew of people that are just the kind of know Trump's agenda, know what's important to him, and America first, and let's take care of our own business here first, and things are just falling in place. It's quite an amazing thing, and it reminds me of this phenomenon I found in the Old Testament, and I'm enjoying the story so much. The story of the Israelites and Joseph being sold into Egypt, and it's just such a great story with so many layers of meaning, deep meaning, and metaphors for our life, that we can get so many lessons out of this thing. And another thing I noticed about the Old Testament, it's not wordy. The Old Testament, you know, one verse is very short, and it says what it needs to say, and it's done. Until you get to the explanation of the tabernacle and its furnishings. Oh my gosh, the excruciating detail. But before that, oh my heavens, and the stories in the Old Testament, I'm just finding great joy in going through that. So I'll challenge you to do that. Anyways, share anything with me about any of these last 3 videos, any of your stories. Okay, I just thought of another video I need to make. Let me sign off here, and I'll make it.